What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Rust. That's right, we're here and we're checking out the brand new update. So the World Update 2.0. That's right, 2.0. Not 1.0, 2.0. Explore the whole new world with stunning new cliffs, rock formations, unique environments, and enhanced rivers and more. That's right. It seems like they're bringing the game up into the future, bringing the graphics. Hopefully they don't start making the same mistakes as games like Ark and that, where they've pushed the graphics too far and people can't even play the game anymore. But yeah, hopefully they learn from that. But they're as the number one survival game, I guess they know what they're doing. I guess they know what they're doing. So first of all, let's have a look at it. Rad Town. So they have got Rad Town. They've done a remake by looks of it of Rad Town. We've turned this monument into from a bunch of blocky garage buildings into a refreshed new gameplay space. We tried to preserve the proportions and purpose of each location while opening up new paths and adding a way to improve the flow and movement and cover throughout. So it looks like they've added new interiors into the place. Looks pretty mad, I reckon. It does look pretty cool. I'm liking the design they got here. There's lots of places to hide, lots of things to do. So that's looking pretty sick, man. It does look good. It does look good. Even like this interior shot here, this looks pretty mad. It's not empty feeling, some of the places kind of feel a little bit empty in a way. I feel it's just got that bit more character to it. So, pretty mad. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. Okay, next thing is the cliffs. So they've completely reworked all cliffs in the game. New cliffs come in two types. Not one type. Two types. Tall cliffs placed close to the ocean and sloped cliffs, inland cliffs, covering hills and mountains. So, yeah, basically the cliffs that you see on your mountains, they're the one type, and then the ones right next to the beach. So these look pretty mad, man. I'm not going to lie, they do look pretty mad. Once again, bringing Rust into that sort of new look that a lot of the new games have. But I'm happy for it, but I'm worried at the same time. I am worried at the same time. Because even though it makes the game look better, is it going to start cancelling people out of being able to play the game? A struggle to run the graphics. So hopefully they haven't, if you know what I mean? Hopefully they're not starting to compromise looks for playability, because I think that's one of the things that's making Rust survive right now. It's the only game that runs, mate. It's the only game that runs. All the other ones, they're all struggling to run because they're expanding the worlds and they're doing things that are it looks cool, but a lot of PCs can't run it, or a lot of things can't actually run it. So it's that's one of the biggest problems. Maybe a lot of them need to fix their engines or something to be able to run it on those sort of PCs. I'm not too sure, but either way, with all that to the side, it looks amazing, mate. It does look amazing. They got some nice little cinematic shots here. It looks really, really cool. Okay, on to the next thing. They have revamped rock formations. So basically all your rock formations, they brought back some of the old favorites. Formations such as God Rock, Anvil Rock, and Arch Rock will return into the game. So I'm not too sure why they took them out of the game. Maybe there was a reason for it, but yeah. Either way, if you know that, write in the description down below if you know why they took it out of the game. But apparently they're back, so, they mustn't have been that bad. They do look pretty cool. I do like these rock formations. They, once again, it really brings it out, starts to make them compete with some of the other games out there, graphic wise, because they've got the gameplay, without a doubt. They've got the gameplay. It's the graphics that sort of was lagging behind on this game, but it does look like they're bringing it back up. Unique environments. So they brought out a bunch of these new unique environments. One being canyons. So you got canyons here, which, you know, this looks pretty mad, man. I do like how it's kind of like they got the fog going down through there, you know, so it looks like an actual canyon, like as if you're looking down into it. That looks pretty mad, man. It does look really, really cool. It's going to bring a lot of interesting base designs, you know, maybe some people can use that to their advantage or to their disadvantage, like, you know, you have the new build in there and you know, people from the top just like can attack them straight from the top, you know, like who knows how that's going to work until people start building and the fights start happening. You're not going to know whether that's going to be a help or a hindrance, you know, like, but it looks mad, mate. It does look mad. I really like that look. Apparently you can walk in and out of these pretty easily, so that's pretty mad. Next one they got are the lakes. Now I like these lakes because yeah, I'm gonna try a new build basically where I want to do like fish traps. And one of the problems with the fish traps was it was quite hard to find somewhere with the flat water and, like, you know, even though you're surrounded by oceans and that, it was a bit harder to build. Where something like this, I think, will be a bit easier for those people that want those sort of fishing style bases and to do a different sort of creation there. So I think that's going to be pretty mad. It does look really, really good. I do like the effect that they've got around the edges here. It does look, it looks like a lake, you mean? Now you got your Oasis, which once again, you're running into that same thing where, you know, it's just going to allow those people that want those fishing bases, want the trap bases, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's going to really, really help in those aspects. Having these things scattered across the map, it's gonna be really, really, really good. Especially with this one being in the desert biome, I think, by the looks of it. It looks like it's in the desert biome, so having a rare piece of paradise in the desert is just going to be awesome, you know, for looks not only, like, there's nothing better than getting out of your base and just looking at something, oh, mate, like, my base is in the maddest spot, you know, like, so not only are you going to have that, but you're also going to have, like, the ability to have the water, you know, like, as well, and fishing and things like that, so, yeah. I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for it. You know, the more diversity they can add into the game, the better. And yeah, like I said earlier, hopefully it just doesn't start to affect the performance of the game. You know, like that's when it's going to be not so good. But hopefully they've got it under control. Next one is rivers. So that's one thing I did notice in this, that in the old version, the rivers were very dated. Like you looked at them and, you know, they did look like your early day rivers in games and stuff. These days you look at some rivers in some games and it's like phenomenal what they've managed to create. You know, look at games like Red Dead Redemption, for instance. Like look at their rivers and you're just like, wow, you know. Some games have managed to like pull it off, maximize, even GTA, you know. A lot of different games really. Even in Ark, you know, they got some nice rivers, but once again, you know, it's that balance between performance and playability and looks, if you know what I mean. Like, so I think if they can pull it off and have it looking good, like this, you know, like looking mad, but still have that playability where people can still build along it, people can, you know, still play the game, still run the game, then I think it's going to be mad. It's going to be really, really cool. Okay, on to the next thing. It looks like a high caliber revolver. So a new weapon to the game, hey? High caliber revolver is a handcrafted single action revolver that uses 5.56 ammo. Built for precise long range shots. Long range, really? I wouldn't expect it to be long range rather than rapid fire. Okay, so it's more of like a sniper style pistol. I expect it to be short range, but whatever. Slower to fire, single action design, and powerful and precise on each shot. Okay, so it's more, yeah, it's more like a rifle. It's like a handheld rifle, is what they're saying, which is completely different to what I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be like a real quick draw sort of, you know, close range, bang, 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 bang. Like, apparently not. Apparently not. But yeah, so that looks pretty mad. I do like that. I like the bringing in new weapons. Anything like that's going to really expand the game out. And it makes people question, like when you go and attack someone, you're just not too sure what they got. You know, if everyone's got the same weapon, you're used to what they got. Where if everyone's got different methods and different gameplays, it sort of plays out differently. So pretty mad, pretty mad. Next one, Legacy wood piles. So these look pretty cool. I don't mind these, except for there are a lot of trees around, so I don't see why exactly you would want a wood pile as such. But maybe in the deserts, I suppose. You mean like places like that, you're not going to have much wood. So yeah, and like up in the snow. Yeah, I suppose that would make sense, wouldn't it? Places where there's not as many trees, because you know every place I build's like, you know, where there's trees. But yeah, so I suppose in those places when you're at the top of your game and you're building in those areas that you know that are the best spots to be building, there's probably not much wood, where this is where this comes into play. So that'll be pretty mad. Once again, more things to spawn, which is cool. And yeah, let's move on to the next one, dive sites. So pretty much it looks like they've rebuilt the buoys, made them a lot more visible so you can see them a lot more. Looks like it has a light on it too. You can see the light there. So it looks like the light will flash at night time, so it'll be easier to find at night, which is pretty damn cool. And yeah, the dive sites have been refreshed this month. Okay, so is it just this month, or is it all the time? You're either we're only refreshing it for a month, but that's a bit weird. But yeah, it looks like they're being refreshed and made better. So that's pretty mad. I do like the look at that, man. That looks cool with the plane crashed. I've never really done dive sites before, so I'm not too sure of what they used to look like before. Yeah, that looks like they've really started to build out in the oceans a bit better. You can see here with the fauna and flora of the dive sites, they've overhauled all the underwater foliage, like a full graphical upgrade. So it does look like they're, yeah, intending people to go into the oceans a lot more and not just on land, which is pretty mad, which is also brings out the next thing, which is this, which looks like the next brand new vehicle that they've added in, the DPV, the diving propulsion vehicle. So this thing looks pretty mad, man. It looks like you should be able to like equip it and yeah, cruise across the ocean like a lot faster than diving, which it'll be more exciting for people and players to go into the oceans, you know. So like when you go in there, you're not just swimming around, it's all kind of boring, you know. Like I reckon that's an excellent thing they've added to really make diving exciting, you know. Like not only is it going to be like cool just to have it, but it'd be exciting to use it quick and fast, and it'll make it a bit quicker, because like, you know, when you're running roads and things like that, it's kind of quick to go get those resources. But when you're out rolling around and on the oceans, you can get the resources, but it just doesn't feel as quick, you know. Like it feels extremely slow to me when you're doing that. And even with dives and that, you got to find the dive site, dive down, get the stuff, you know, then go to the next one, and it's quite a slow process. Where with this sort of a vehicle in the game now, will speed that process up dramatically, which will be yeah, not only will it be fun to do, but it'll be faster. So I really like the idea they've added in this. Pretty mad, pretty mad. I do like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And yeah, you can see the graphics on it as well. It does look pretty damn cool. The designer of it looks like a fan or something, like, hey. Pretty mad. But yeah, so that will be interesting and it'll be fun to use. Now, water well update. So it seems like they've added in new NPCs or something, or vendors at the wells, which I've never been to a well before. You know what I mean? Just goes to show exactly like what they're saying. It's not very popular. I've never even been there, so I don't even know. I am new to the game still, so you know what I mean, like, give us a break, mate. Give us a break. But yeah. It does look like they have vendors, which are pretty mad. And it looks like in this part here, it's saying that it's not a safe zone. And you can kill the vendor, but there's no real point in doing that. You know what I mean? Like, because he's just going to respawn. He's not going to change or anything. So, I think the purpose of it is more like, So player on player interaction and not so much just taking out the vendor, but because it's a safe zone, they can't really keep him safe, if you mean. And then, yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. But it still looks pretty damn cool. More vendors around the place. Does look good. Does look good. Okay, what else do we have here? We got planters. I think we already had planters. What's this? Not too sure what that one's about. Radioactive water. So this looks pretty cool because you'll be able to use this by the looks of it. As you can see in this one here, you'll be able to use this radioactive water as a weapon. So not only will you be able to use it, like if you have a look up here, it says splashing it on plants will instantly kill them. So if you've got like a teammate and he's growing stuff outside and, you know, like you just don't want him there. You know what I mean? Like you want to like mess with his stuff. You can just grab some of that water and chuck it on there and bang, all his plants are gone, you know, like he's going to be annoyed, probably going to end up in a big ass fight, but you know, it's Rust, mate. It's Rust. Like, it's all part of it. And not only that, it does look like you'll be able to throw it actually onto a player and, yeah, do stuff to them there. Or you could, looks like here in this one, you can get extra tricky. And it looks like you might be able to put it through like a sprinkler system and have it like in water barrels and then use it as like a trap. So, you know, you can get someone to come in and then, yeah, you turn it on and then bang. Radioactive. Anyway, that's a pretty cool trap when you think about it. Like, I do like that, man. That's mad. That's mad. You mean, like, even if it's like a last, you know, almost like a last option thing, and they're right down, they almost got you, and then you're like, right, just bang, hit it. You know, you might get affected too, but so do they. You know, like, at least they're not taking your stuff. You know, they ain't walking out, I tell you that. You know what I mean? Like, so that'd be pretty cool too. It does. There's also a frontiersman pack. So this looks pretty cool. Looks like a new permanent store. Okay, so this is a new item at the store. Looks pretty damn cool. Hazmat suit, hatchet, blunderbuss. Okay, so is that an actual extra weapon that you're buying there? Because that's a bit pay to win. I'm just saying. But it does kind of look that way, doesn't it? Blunderbuss. Can you get that normally? I don't think you can get that normally, can you? That's interesting. But, yeah, I'm not too sure, actually. It could just be a skin. Could just be a skin on it. It does look pretty cool. You can see the hatchet here. Looks pretty mad. Yeah. I think the suit itself as well looks very camo. You know, like if you're running through the bush there, especially at nighttime, you know, like, yeah, you're going to be camoed up, mate. Like, they're not going to be able to see. It almost looks like a ghillie suit in a way, doesn't it? Like a form of a ghillie suit. So, in the light there, it looks a bit different, actually. Doesn't look as camoed as what I thought it did, but still pretty mad, man. I do like that. That looks cool. That looks cool. The blunderbuss, let's see, anything there? The skin turning into a more traditional tool. Oh, okay, so the blunderbuss must be in the game, so goes to show how much of a noob I am. You mean, like, and that just turns it into a skin. I like the you know, the way it looks there. That looks cool. Hatchet, and I think that is it. Yeah, so that, my friends, is the Rust World Update 2.0. So there's a lot of stuff in there. You know what I mean? There's a lot more than what I thought there would be. It just, like I said, it just brings it into the future. Really shows off, you know, obviously their new engine stuff that they've got. Like the new rocks and the cliffs and things like that. I just do hope that I don't start running into the same problem as some of these other games where people are struggling to play them. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, it looks pretty mad. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Smash a like button. Consider hitting subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you in the next episode. See you later.